Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up in their names, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the unfortunate job extinction. Yes, jobs are going extinct all around. All around, people are losing jobs. If you work at a call center, if you work in the restaurant industry, if you work in anything that does not necessarily require critical thinking, if you work in an industry where it can be automated. I just spoke to Spectrum today. They charged me $40 for a item I did not even know I was paying for TV streaming. I don't stream on TV, and I was just shocked by that. All of that could be automated. I was being fed up. I was being absolutely like just done. I was done with the process before it even began. Why? Because in order to cancel a service, you have to go to customer support, and then in order to remove a service, you got to go to billing. Now, switch that around because I just said it the wrong way. But why do I have to go to two people to do the same thing? You understand? Like, everything is simple, smooth, and automated. We're in 2025. AI does exist. Like, everything can be streamlined, and that's the first thing. AI is taking over. It's absolutely taking over, and Spectrum will be another company that will soon follow suit and cut costs where they can cut costs. And how they're going to cut costs, they're going to get rid of the jobs that don't require people to actually work. You know, like, I don't mean to say that they're not working. They're obviously working, but they're doing tasks that are very structured, very easy to do, that I could pick up in a day or 2 days. You understand? It's just simple technology that they're pressing a button and removing accounts or figuring out ways to adjust payments and pricing. And then on top of that, to remove the payment, they have to send an email to a different department. So I spoke to billing, and billing couldn't do their job. I'm like, oh my God. So it's just a whole headache. Why is it so hard? Well, I promise you, they would have been able to charge me right then and there in order to set up service. But to get it canceled and removed, it's a whole thing. I'm sure of it. So with that being said, AI is taking over. People are losing their jobs due to AI, but that's not the only reason that people are losing their jobs. People are losing their jobs because the government shut down as well. Now, as of the making of this video, it's a hallmark occasion. It's been 35 days of a government shutdown. It might be over by the time you see this video, and if it's not, hit the comment section and tell me what day is it now and who is affected that you know by this government shutdown. Along with that, I also want to talk about the Fed. Sorry, not the layoffs that Doge had issued earlier in the year. And so with Doge going in and laying off people earlier in the year, they stopped a lot of hiring in a lot of sectors. I know people who were supposed to make $80,000 out of the gate, and they lost that opportunity. They had to get a letter showing, oh, I'm sorry, but you're no longer going to be eligible for this opportunity due to Doge and all that is transversing and going on. And those people were absolutely terrified. Those people were absolutely disheartened. I was glad that they didn't put in their 2-week notice at their current companies, which is also for the government. And in that sector, people were also being let go. People were also being asked if they want to leave, if they want to resign. Even our tax auditors, they were being let go. People who audit your taxes and do things of that nature. Now, if you remember, the former President Joe Biden, who I like to call Sleepy Joe, who really wasn't in office the whole time, except when it was time to run again for presidency. Uh, he hired, I believe, 2,000 new tax auditors to audit your taxes. He said he was going after the rich. He was going after the rich by making more tax auditors and then only audited the middle class, because who else is going to keep the world afloat if not for the middle class, right? Those of you making about 40,000 to about 120, 130,000 a year, yes, you are the ones keeping the economy afloat, and they are wanting to tax you to smithereens. You make just enough to not be broke, and just enough to keep wanting to keep going, and not enough to where you're rich and financially free and satisfied. No, they don't want you to be rich, financially free, or satisfied. They just want you to make just enough. And they're going to tax you and tax you and tax you to make sure that you stay right where you are. So with that being said, yes, they're saying, hey, tax auditors, you've only been here a year, you've only been here 2 years, 3 years. If you're the new one on the block, you might want to reconsider. You might want to do a different job. And if you have a job, that's good. Everybody deserves to eat. Everybody deserves to make money. I've never been one of those guys that's like, oh, you don't deserve to work. Like, I've had people genuinely say this guy should be put on a PIP plan. This guy should, if you don't know what that is, that's a performance improvement plan. And they're literally saying someone should be put on X, Y, and Z plan based on their skill set, based on their knowledge, based on their understanding. And I'm over here like, maybe that person should be talked to instead, because they have their selves to feed. Forget about family, but they have their own reasons for having a job and for wanting to work. And this is America. Like, we all need to eat, right? So why take food out of somebody's plate? I just think it's the most evil thing that some people just want to take food off of someone's plate. And for me, like, if you can help it, if it doesn't affect another person, why are you looking to take food out of their pockets? But so that's just my thought process of it. Now, obviously, our tax dollars go into the tax auditors that tax us. Our tax dollars go into anyone who works for the government. Our tax dollars go into all of these things unless they're funded through, their cities, their states. It goes through the tax-paying citizens. So I say all that to say, looks like I got an approval on that spectrum thing that I was just talking about. So with that being said, guys, I say all that to say, with all these jobs being eroded, being cut, being taken away, unless you get another Democrat in office, we're going to see a lot more of this. We're going to see a lot more job extinction, and the only way that these jobs are going to come back is two things. Two things. If it stays Republican for the most part, there's going to be job creation. Real jobs that are actually needed, that don't rely on taxpayers being created, right? Jobs that actually add value, jobs that actually support the economy, jobs that are actually beneficial. There's going to be creative people that are actually creating value into the world and saying, hey, this thing is going to solve a problem and people are going to want to pay for it. And that's great, because that sparks innovation. That sparks, actual change. And people want that. I want to see the future. I want to see, what the world will become. And we're not going to see that with lazy money every single day. And then the other reason is, you get all this money to go to fake businesses, and you just hire people and say, yeah, you have a job, you sit at a desk, you file these papers, and you get paid $20 to $25 an hour to do absolutely nothing. And you say that you're working hard, and then we'll give you a pension after 5 to 10 years. That has been going on, that is still going on, and those with connections, they can still get certain positions just like that. It's very unfortunate. It is very unfortunate, because, again, who is paying for that if not the middle class? And as someone who is a part of the middle class myself, who just figured out a few avenues to make a little bit more income, that is disheartening because I'm the one paying for this stuff, right? So I say all that to say jobs are going extinct. It is very unfortunate, but it also leads to a potential opportunity. The potential opportunity to add value into markets, the potential opportunity for new businesses to be created, the potential opportunity for new people who are laid off to start to think about what it is that they want to do and where it is that they want to go. Um, and then it also leads to the negative side that, there may be false job creation in order to just give people jobs, give people money, and have people vote in a certain way. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I post on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.